Witcher 2 knowledge paying off. I guess so. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have been introduced to the world of Gwent. Let's think here. So we have plenty of side quests, or at least a few, that we could start to explore, since we've talked to some people. Speaking of explore, we have a bazillion things here. Alright, now every time I open the map, it tells me more things we can do with the map. I just want to look at the map. Filters using left and right to change the active filter? Oh my god. What? You can also turn on and off specific icons with each filter. To do so, select the up or down and press L. Too much. When you select one of the icon types, you can toggle the map view to center on each. This is all. The cup is overflowing. None of this is getting retained. Okay. What I was going to say was that we have already spoken to several people about side quests, but there are also a bazillion question marks on the map that we could explore. What is this? Monster nest. Uh-oh. Destroy monster nests with grape shot or dancing star bombs. That does sound similar to The Witcher 2. Ransacked village. I mean, that sounds interesting too. Lots of cool stuff here we might be able to explore. So I have no idea what the correct order of operations here might be. I think you guys were saying earlier that at this point, the world really is our oyster, and it's up to us to do things in whatever order we see fit. But I defer to you guys a little bit here because, you know, without giving major spoilers, you know, obviously we do want to make sure that we have the chance to do a fair bit of side quests so that we don't get under-leveled or anything like that. But that's not to say that we need to do them all right now, so what do we think is the way to go here, besides plowing innocent civilians?
Go.
Up to you to look at the journal, though. Okay, hold on. Remind me where said journal is. Is it not in this menu? It's in the other menu? Quests? Lilac and gooseberries. Yennefer had contacted Geralt, finally. They had not seen each other in years, and she'd sent him a letter, smelling of lilac and gooseberries, of course, asking him to meet her in the village of Willoughby about a matter of great importance, she had written. So as was his wont, So as his wont when it came to all things Yennefer, okay, that's probably an expression, but it's also very hard to read, the Witcher raced off at breakneck speed, well, kinda sorta. Alas, he arrived too late. Passing armies had razed Willoughby to the ground. Yennefer was nowhere in sight. With the help of Vesemir, whom Geralt had encountered along the way, well, really, we encountered him along the way, it was just for chance that happened. I assumed that was part of the plan all along, but apparently not. Geralt picked up her trail, which the two Witchers then followed. I mean, he's not with us right now. Yen had ridden north, traversing wildlands and battlefields at great speed. She was in a hurry. Perhaps she was in trouble. Everything is written by Dandelion after the fact. Okay, that was definitely true in The Witcher 2. But that's good to see that that's also the case in The Witcher 3, too, because I do like how occasionally he'll throw a little bit of extra flair into things. Okay, so that's our main quest. Secondary quests, we've been starting to accumulate a fair bit of them. I don't know what these symbols mean. White Orchard. Oh, multiple locations. Interesting. Okay, that could be very helpful. Knowing specifically, or at least in what general area, we would expect to find these things, because I imagine as the story goes on and we travel far and wide, there will be many quests in many different areas, and it will be hard to keep track of them. So that will be useful, I'm sure. And Witcher Contracts, this is in its own category. And Devil by the Well is technically a Witcher Contract. Okay. Yeah, symbols where the quest is done. Yeah, I think that would be really helpful. Okay, so I defer to you guys here in terms of what you think is the best thing for us to do next. Should we continue on the main quest line? Should we go secondary quests? Should we look at this Witcher contract? I don't know, both from a level standpoint, like are there specific side quests that we want to make sure we get the chance to do first? Do we want to be just focusing on the main quest here on out? Or I shouldn't say here on out, at least to start things off, should we generally just explore the area more to see if there are other interesting things for us to do that we have not yet discovered? There's a suggested level. Huh? Really? On Witcher contracts. Oh, on Witcher contracts at least. Okay, so this has suggested level 2. Okay, so we're almost there, but not quite. Okay, so that might be something that we hold off for a little bit longer and maybe do something else first. Sure. Okay, so that at least rules that out. What do we think, though? Other secondary quests here that rise to the top of our list, or other things on the map, areas that you'd like us to explore? Or would you rather that we go straight to Lilac and Gooseberries? What is our preference? Twisted Firestarter and Frying Pan? Both nice and can be done in town? Okay. Let's do this one because it is next on the list then? Or first one on the list? Use your Witcher senses to look behind the forge for clues about the arsonist. Okay. So have we made this our tracked quest? Because it now has the target sign on it. I've clicked on it, so I think we have.
Run, Roach.
I also see there are some red marks on the map here, which would suggest that there are some perhaps monsters or enemies in this general area. So if we stray too far from town, then yes, it could be we find ourselves in some dangerous situations relatively early. But for the time being, we'll just continue to plow down any pedestrian that happens to walk in our way.
Gotta love the bread today.
Start close to where we are and work out, like Jared said.
Red Hellraiser.
Okay, that makes sense then. Seems like that sort of falls in line with what you guys are saying for us to start with this one then. Okay, so
Not
this,
so fast, Roach.
this is the forge, is it not? I believe so. So that is our guy. We even have an indicator on the minimap as to where we're supposed to look. Okay, so the world is brimming with interesting places, filled with danger or treasure. Possibly both. Likely both. Such sites are marked on your minimap with the following icons. Hidden treasure. Okay, I'm also like looking back and forth between these icons here and our minimap to see which one we're looking for. Hidden treasure, dungeon, monster nest, place of power, person in distress, spoils of war, smuggler's cache, guarded treasure, abandoned site, bandit camp, monster den. Okay, lots of stuff. I'm probably not going to remember those things, certainly not at least at the beginning. It'll take a little while before I learn them. But I'm not really seeing any of those signs here right now, unless it's about to update for us. I just see a large circle. Hey, wait, what is that, though? Our horse is running away? Roach! What the heck, man? It's like there's one icon that I do notice, and it is moving away from us right now. Okay, so we Witcher sense it up. Plenty of herbs here. So I mean we can pick some of these. Something tells me that's not really what we're here for. Oh, I see that though. Let us examine,
Shavings
perhaps.
from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard.
Yeah. We're onto something.
Bootprints. A man's. Large.
Uh-oh. Okay. Something tells me this is gonna end in a fight, right? Okay, you see the footprints, yes. Maybe this would be a good time for us to manually save. I'm just, maybe getting like that hint, that thought. And maybe that is worthwhile. Okay. Just getting that sense is all. Tracking is another big part of the game? That's cool. That's definitely new. Okay. So this, I think, is our first real taste of that. Okay. There's clearly something here.
Stinks of piss. and vodka.
Okay. It does suggest human. Or at least partially human. Proceed with caution, I think. Also, we should probably, like, you know, have a sword out just in case. Trail continues. There's a hen! I knew it! Devious little hen. It's that woman! You've been spotted at the scene of the crime. Oh, wow. This is going much further than I expected. All the way up to this. Oh. Okay. Okay.
Biped Hellraiser.
But yeah, just, you know, just walk into my sword while you're at it. Okay. For a second, I thought it was going to take us right to this tower, and I was like, did they do it? They must have done it, right? But no,
Took
it
off
appears
his
to be
boots
this
and
boat.
went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail.
Okay. I mean, we ought to search in the water here, because this is an awfully large area now. We are theoretically covering in our track. Oh, I see those boots.
Lost his boots in the rush.
Okay, but... Yes. What is the significance of having lost the boots, though? I mean, I'm anticipating that whoever this was, we are likely to run into them fairly soon. Is kind of the outer bounds of where we're looking. Or we'll take some flowers while we're at it. My guess is it's going to be under the bridge, in the water, based on where we are getting this thing to show up. I don't know, though. Something else here that we're missing? Wait, do we also need to examine this?
Something jumped out of the rushes.
Ah, okay.
Drowners. But he managed to escape.
Okay. Okay.
I think those plums are wreaking havoc on
So then we follow these prints. Hello, Nilfgaardian soldiers. Oh, something else of note here?
Bleeding, but not badly. Surface wound.
Okay. Also good to know that apparently there are drowners in this area as well. So those are a type of monster. Excuse me, goose. Oh. Okay.
The tracks lead back to the village.
Biped Hellraiser.
Okay.
Oh!
It seems like... Well, I was gonna say... It seemed like whenever a hint was red, it meant that we had not yet investigated it, whereas once we do investigate it, it turns yellow, although that may not actually be the case, because I'm seeing that obviously... Excuse me. I just wanted these. But also, I have a trail to follow. Oh, well, clearly. Out of curiosity, like, do we know where this is right now? I mean, this looks like someone who works in the textile world. Okay.
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds.
Okay. Could be one of the children.
Looking for trouble.
Got a lump of bread today.
Potentially. Can we just kind of like spy on these people until that way? Can we loot their stuff? Oh, I didn't really mean to do that. Igniting things in the arsonist's home. Fitting, in a way, I suppose. Should we actually be eyeing these people and trying to see, like, oh, does this person clearly have something that, some wound? Black magic doll? Excuse me? Okay. That's not freaky. If I wasn't suspicious of you before, I certainly am now. I mean, I expect it's probably the father, unless there's someone over here that's loitering in the corner like
Down her claw
you,
marks.
perhaps.
It's gotta be him.
Yup. Alright, 1 second while I continue to loot this establishment of everything that is valuable. So, you know, the quest can wait. As we have previously established, looting houses is apparently more profitable than actually completing quests. So, 1 moment, please. Oh, I mean, I would say rude, then again, we are storming into their house unannounced during dinner. Alright, now we'll talk.
Nasty wound. Run into a drowner?
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
I not talk to a non-human. Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies, do anything for gold they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats, am I not right?
Kinda.
We can work this out, man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some.
Don't really pity you for that.
What's left is yours.
Nope. Nope, you're coming with us.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
And I'll beat your fucking
Yeah, I
mum to a
figured it would
pulp.
probably amount to that. So let's try calming him down. Because, it'd be best if we could pull that off. Okay. Maybe?
Calm down. Now follow me.
Seems to have worked. Okay. Great. Now, I have no idea if this has any kind of duration on it. Like, do we need to beeline it back to the forge? Never mind the fact that I just punched that door open. And maybe hit that child along with it. It's the cost of doing business, right? Alright, come on now. This way, please. Do we actually need to walk him over here, or will he speed up? We run. The answer to that is apparently no. Come on! You can do it.
Damn deer, strip the bark off the trees again.
Yeah, just, pay no mind, people of the streets. Definitely not witnessing a mind-controlled human being who is wounded, ambling through town. No, that's not what you're seeing. Don't worry. Come on, dude. Am I even going in the right direction? I thought. Yeah, okay. I think I see it. We're looking for the other yellowish orangey circle that is also on this path. Come on, dude. You can do it.
You're never to sing that rhyme again. Never.
Never sing that rhyme again.
No more.
But Chetty's my best mate.
He's a little fool who'll get us all killed. I see
That's
you
harsh.
him again and you'll regret it.
Come on. Come on. Any day now. Any day now. This is like the most difficult part of the quest right here. Oh, we could have just walked there ourselves? Oh, wow, okay. Apparently we didn't need to actually
Up and at him.
baby him over there.
What?
My bad.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You? I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
Oh.
No!
Uh-oh.
Willis, I beg you, I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
Ew. Lovely. Just love you now? Not sure about that.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the black ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place.
Wait
Teach
for it.
these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil still holds, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.
Nice! Alright, is that technically our first quest completed? I think it might be. Who's this person? A Nilfgaardian soldier? I don't like the way he's walking. He's all high and mighty like, oh, don't mind me as I saunter on through town. Yeah, so was that guy who just got sent to be hanged a particular note, and we potentially might not have wanted that to happen to him, or was he just a general ne'er-do-well and no reason to be concerned? Based on how Jared is saying now, he was like, I'm not sure I wanted that to happen. First time he played. But anyways, it's a dog. He doesn't like us. I'm crushed. Okay, so let's see. Next on our list, I believe next on our list was, we were talking about the frying pan one. All right, let's read this one more time because I did not really understand what was going on this time around. Many think that the life of a witcher consists of nothing but adventure after grand adventure, an endless stream of contracts on manticores, bruxae, and other exotic beasts. In truth, Geralt would often take on more banal banal? I don't remember how to say that word. One's lesser bards fear mentioning, for they lack the skill required to make a masterwork of the mundane. By way of example, once in White Orchard, he was hired to retrieve a woman's frying pan. So let's check that one out. Based on what you guys were saying, it sounds like that might not be as straightforward as it first appears. I think it is also in this general area, hopefully.
Making me a slingshot. Gonna
What?
hunt bears.
Ooh, that's maybe not a great idea. Don't mind me as I take these plants right from under you. Okay. Maybe we shouldn't do that then. Yikes. Okay. Is it really all the way over here? Didn't feel like it was that far away. I guess it was kind of on the edge of town. It is also getting late. And in-game, that is. And if I remember correctly, at least based on previous Witcher games, generally speaking, that does mean that, as we're sort of seeing here, is that, yep, see on the edge of our mini-map right now, that does mean there can be more enemies, more monsters out here. So we might need to be wary of that. Which might mean that, you know, some quests might be a little bit more dangerous than usual right about now. Like this seemingly very simple task for us to do here. Destroying objects? Hut's door won't open. Okay, I mean, I did try, but I suppose that's, thanks for the hint. Use your Witcher senses by holding LT to see if there's anything you can do. Yeah, so we could art it open, force push it. Some objects can be destroyed. Some objects are marked with the Ard sign. To destroy objects, to open up a path, face them and cast the Ard sign. You can also try hacking at them with your sword, but note that not everything can be destroyed in this manner. Another option is to toss a grape shot bomb at the object. Be careful not to get hurt by the explosion. Yeah, throwing an explosive at this person's house is probably not the answer. Then again, based on what you guys were saying, based on how this door is currently locked, it would seem, I'm suspicious that something else is going on here. So remind me, let's see, if you have multiple items in your pockets, you can switch between them using, okay, the scroll analog stick. Sure. Use the analog stick to change bolts used with your crossbow. We have a crossbow? Since when? Okay, but on this occasion, we're looking for Ard. So, I think we ought to, like, maybe stand back and, like, maybe draw a sword, not really sure, steel or silver here, but I suspect that something's going on here. That's my impression. So, I don't know. Take your pick. I think this is steel, meaning we're expecting a human to be in there, which may or may not be the case, but here goes nothing. As your stamina is depleted, you will not be able to sprint until it regenerates. Okay. We're in, kind of, sort of. Let's also, like, perhaps take this opportunity to save. I don't know if we saved after we completed the previous quest or not, so in case we didn't, we're out inside the hut with the frying pan. Hold on. Hold on. Like I said, very suspicious. What's going on here? So I'm kind of trying to be wary. Stuff that might jump out at us. Lots of things that we can ard. Rotting flesh, like, for example, is generally not a great sign. There is a dead person, remains of a dead person over there? I don't know, that's what the red looks like. Maybe, maybe not. We already loot this? We did not. Probably more ordens than we'll get for completing this quest. Alright, here, I suppose, we'll start by blasting this stuff. But I suspect that whatever it is going to be in there. I swear, I just... Oh, that's just telling me it's igniting or igniting that. We don't care about that. What we really care about is whatever the heck this thing is.
Explains the stench.
Yup. My guess is the killer is still in here. Variant poignard. That's a new sword. Might even be better than what we currently have. Got some hunter's gauntlets. Okay, that's cool. Let's take a quick look there. See if that sword is in fact an upgrade. Relative to what we currently have. Is there an easy way to see a comparison? Like I see the -1 with the hammer sign and the +3 for something else. I don't really know what that means. Hard level 1. Just manually compare. Oh, does that mean how much, like, durability it has remaining? Is that a thing? Because it had not been a thing in previous games, but I suppose that might be now a thing. So it's, in that case, that would mean it's a little worn out. But 24 to 30 damage versus 22 to 26, so it is higher damage. So let's swap in that case. We did see these rune stones earlier. We didn't actually check what they do. They increase sign intensity. Okay. Place them in an empty socket on your sword to improve its traits. Okay. Okay, so it's a sword upgrade. Some of them give sign intensity, some of them give things like chance to stun. I assume, based on what we've seen with rune stones in previous Witcher games, that some of them will give us things like damage and chance to ignite. So...
Cracked monocle. Interesting.
What's that, dearie?
Nothing, nothing.
Yeah, you're a monster, probably. That's what I'm starting to conclude. You are probably the murderer.
His throat. He was garroted.
I don't even know what that
And
means.
some old scars. Kind of soldier might have.
But when I gab to myself, they say I'm going barmy.
Yeah! I think you're some kind of monster. Either that, or whatever is shining over here, like, say, the frying pan, might be significant. Maybe let's, like, examine what this is first, just to see if we can get any more hints.
Documents. Almost entirely burned. A few pieces still legible.
Found the pan, have you?
1 minute. Be out in a second. See, there's some things. We did see this earlier. Black magic doll in, I forget which house it was, but that was a little bit concerning. Brother missing other. Notice posted by a man. Okay, we saw this notice before. What we really want to see is this. Read for additional information. Use the analog stick to switch between unread books and scrolls. Once read, they are added to the books panel in the glossary. Okay. So, Burn Papers says, and when you arrange to meet, you show up. I did, risking my life and the entire blasted operation, and ended up standing there with my plowing, okay, yeah, waiting for nothing. Thought the Nilfgaardian army was better organized than that, but you tell that blessed Lord General of yours that me and my companions don't hold grudges, so we won't break off negotiations. Since our old plan's gone this time, choose the time and place for the next meeting. What? All the actions are at the bottom of the screen? What do you mean? Like, there's a log that will show us at the bottom of the screen what we're doing? Like, you examined this item, or what have you. Miraculous Guide to Gwent, okay. And the first letter, I think we've read all these things, but... Tome you hold in your hands, commissioned by the most gracious Duke of the Berry. They'll make use of magic most arcane to display which Gwent cards are currently missing from your collection. Need but open it and repeat in your mind, how about a round of Gwent? And the following shall appear. Velen, Novigrad, Skellige Isles, White Orchard, Royal Palace in Vizima, Kaermorn. Number of new cards which can still be won from players of no particular renown or skill, 47. Oh, that's when we were looking at the sword? Okay, sorry. Not distracted. Okay, so... Yes, we just read the Burn Papers. We have done that. But yes, I suspect that everything is going to go crazy as soon as we examine this. So, do we have the sword out? Yeah, we'll draw the silver sword, because,
the priceless frying pan. Scrubbed clean. Looks like the mystery man didn't need the pan so much as the soot off it to make ink, write letters.
Found the pan, have you?
Maybe. Ignite the letters. I mean, I would have thought that would mean that we really want to, like, read those letters right there. And we did find, of course, the burn note, and I suppose maybe that's all we'll get on that front. Let's do one last look through here. But my guess is that, obviously, this is some person who's been coordinating with Nilfgaard, which would suggest... What the heck are those? Those some kind of, like, plants that grow in the water? Those, like, drowner spawning points? Should I be concerned? But also, one moment. Okay, lady. You got some explaining to do.
Here, your frying pan.
Mine? But mine were black with soot. And I could see myself in this one if I wanted. But them years are past.
It was the soot the man needed. He scraped it off to make ink. Must have had an urgent letter to write. Urgently burned some other documents too.
And the other fellow?
Dead. Round up a few boys and bury him outside the village. Deep, so the necrophages don't dig him up. And take my advice. Don't mention this to the Nilfgaardians.
Hang about! You've earned a token of thanks. Here, sonny, for the road.
Huh? Some apple juice. Why, thank you. Well, apparently it is that simple. It is quite literally finding a frying pan in her house. The most dangerous quest we will ever do. Without question. But it's okay. We have apple juice. We're safe now. Okay, so, one thing that comes to mind is... Okay, we have not yet leveled. Obviously, we've completed a few quests here, but not yet gained enough experience to do that. So now that we have done what I think if I'm not mistaken, were the only 2 quests that we had on the secondary list. Oh no, we could do missing in action as well. So we could do this one, which, let's see, as it turned out, Geralt was not alone in searching White Orchard for a lost loved one. Witcher also found the notice of a peasant who was seeking his brother. The brother had left home to take up arms against Nilfgaard. Forces of the North and the Black Ones had then clashed in a great battle near the brother's home village. The peasant had not heard from his sibling since. That seems like that's probably a little further away, and based on the instructions that you guys were giving me earlier to stay relatively nearby to begin, and then kind of branch out from there, that would lead me to believe that maybe we ought to hold off on that for the time being. And perhaps that means that we ought to make our way over the Lilac and Gooseberry's main quest and perhaps take some small detours. Some of these neighboring question marks. Probably this one, maybe this one, and this one on our way over there and see if anything comes of those. If that seems reasonable. Let us summon Roach. If I can remember how to do that. I thought it was, oh no, it's hold this button, I think. Roach. Well, that's a Nilfgaardian soldier. That's not our horse, that's a different horse. I thought there was a summon our horse button. And that is also very clearly a beast of some variety right there. How do we get Roach back? Call horse. Okay, press twice. There we go. Roach! Don't get stuck on the log. Okay. And I will, of course, proceed to draw my sword instead of go on the horse, but then we'll make our way over. Unless we are about to make a grave mistake, in which case let me know, but we've done a few quests here. So it seems now we might be in slightly better shape. And we haven't leveled up yet, of course. There's a wolf there. That is actually not the enemy I was expecting us to run into. Can we fight from a horse? Maybe, maybe not. I do obviously see that there's a fear level on our horse. Let's try taking care of these wolves. And see what happens. Or, you know, save, because we're about to potentially kill ourselves in the process. I don't know. We did just complete another quest. Well, it seems like that might not be a bad idea. Now, wolves, are they technically... Are they steel sword enemies? Are they silver sword enemies? I don't remember. There are a lot of them. Which means this is probably a bad idea. But, you know, like, why not? Ow! Oh, that's a big wolf. That there is a big wolf, in fact. Please don't. Oh, that's a warg. Okay, I'd love to, like, maybe fight one of you at a time, but I suspect that you're not gonna let me do that because that's, like, what wolves do. Is you fight in groups. Okay, one down. Should make things a little bit easier. Fighting more of you. Do we take more damage from behind? I don't know. We might. We whiffed. It does help when they kind of decide to not all stay right next to each other. We did, of course, take a pretty sizable chunk of damage there. Are the rest of them coming? Moving? I don't know. Well, let's just swing our sword at our horse, because that's going to happen every time, apparently. Okay.
Come on, Roach.
I think we'll carry on here. And, you know, probably... Excuse me, Nilfgaardian, sir. Probably, you know, does put us...
there, Roach.
Put us a little bit in harm's way. I'm trying to dismount and just make it so that we loot this remaining wolf here, because I'm not sure if we did loot this one. Is this one we already looted? Apparently it is. Never mind. Carry on. Making sure that I actually press the right button that time. Yeah, so obviously we're going into the main quest now with less than full HP, which is maybe not a great idea. I also notice... Huh? App is trying to take us off the main road. A little surprising. Suppose that could be a shortcut. Would also take us for this undiscovered location. We were saying we wanted to check out a little while ago. A little more hesitant to do that after having taken some damage here.
Place of power.
Oh.
Should draw from it.
There's also an enemy here. How do we draw from the place of power? Also, there's clearly a wraith. Which means, wow, that we should be using our silver sword. Fleeing the battlefield. Are you trying to give me a hint here? If a fight proves too difficult, you can flee. Excuse me. I would appreciate if you didn't, like, teleport. That does make things more difficult. Oh, that is just mean. Okay. Alright, now I do want to know how to flee the battlefield, actually. Now I would like to know. Roach, save us!